What would you do if the one person who promised you honesty suddenly disappeared, right after telling you they trusted you completely? The glow of her phone lit up the bedroom at 2:17 a.m., just long enough for me to see it. The location sharing icon flicker and then vanish. I was half asleep, staring through the darkness of our apartment on West 46th Street in Manhattan, trying to convince myself it was nothing. A glitch. A mistake. Something explainable. But then her phone buzzed again. She didn't pick it up, and that's when I realized she wasn't home. Her side of the bed was cold, and I hadn't heard her leave. If you genuinely enjoy our stories, please subscribe to the channel, tell us where you're from, and what time it is right now. It's always fascinating to know how far our story flows. I sat up slowly, my heart thudding in my chest like it already knew the truth my brain refused to accept. Emily never went anywhere without telling me. Not at night. Not ever. I checked the time again. 2:19 a.m. I grabbed my phone and opened our shared location app. Blank. Just her name, and nothing underneath. No location. No movement. Nothing. I texted her, "Hey, you okay?" No reply. I called. Straight to voicemail. That's when the first crack formed. Not in the situation, but in me. By the time she walked through the door at 3:07 a.m., I was sitting at the kitchen counter, lights off, watching the reflection of the hallway through the window. She froze when she saw me. "Jesus, you scared me," she said, clutching her chest like I was the problem. "Where were you?" I asked. She didn't hesitate. "I went for a drive. Couldn't sleep." A drive. At 2 a.m. Without her phone. I nodded slowly, pretending to believe her, because I needed to hear how far she'd go. "Why'd you turn off your location?" Her expression hardened for a fraction of a second before she forced a smile. "I didn't. Must have been the app." That was the moment something inside me shifted. Not anger. Not yet. Just awareness. Over the next few days, the pattern started to form. She began guarding her phone like it held state secrets. Face down. Always. Bathroom trips that lasted too long. Smiling at texts she wouldn't explain. And then the small humiliation started. At dinner in a small place on 9th Avenue, her phone buzzed again. She glanced at it, smiled, and then locked the screen when I looked up. "Who's that?" I asked casually. "No one," she said. "No one." That word echoed louder than anything else. A week later, I found the receipt. It was crumpled in her coat pocket. A valet ticket from a hotel in Midtown. The kind of place you don't go to unless you're meeting someone privately. The date matched the night she went for her drive. I didn't confront her. Not yet. Instead, I started watching. Listening. Collecting. I checked the phone bill. There was a number that kept appearing, late-night calls, short bursts, always around the same time. I called it from a block number one afternoon. A man answered. "Hello." I hung up immediately, but his voice stuck with me. Calm, confident, comfortable. Like he wasn't afraid of being discovered. Emily grew colder the more I observed. Distant. Irritated. Like my presence annoyed her. "You're always watching me lately," she snapped one night. "I'm your husband," I said quietly. She laughed. Actually laughed. "Yeah, that's exactly the problem." That was the night I broke. Not loudly. Not dramatically. Silently. In the shower, where she couldn't hear me. Because it wasn't just the cheating anymore. It was the disrespect. The way she made me feel small, like I was the inconvenience in my own marriage. That's when the plan started forming. If she wanted to play a game, I was going to finish it. I hired a private investigator. Quiet, efficient, former NYPD. Within a week, I had everything. Photos of her entering that same Midtown hotel. Photos of her laughing with him. Tall, well-dressed, smug. Videos of them holding hands. Kissing. Leaving together. His name was Daniel Carter. A financial consultant. Married. Of course he was. That made it better. Because now, this wasn't just about betrayal. It was about leverage. I contacted a lawyer. I made sure everything I had was airtight. Timestamps, locations, receipts, phone records. Then I waited. For the perfect moment. It came on a Thursday night. Emily told me she had a work dinner in Brooklyn. I smiled, kissed her goodbye, and told her to have fun. Instead, I drove to the hotel. The same one. I parked across the street and watched. At 8:42 p.m., she arrived. At 8:47, he did. They didn't even try to hide it. I recorded everything. Then I made a few calls. At 9:15 p.m., Daniel's wife arrived. At 9:20, my lawyer. At 9:25, I walked into the lobby. When the elevator doors opened on their floor, I could hear her laugh before I even saw the room number. I knocked. Silence. Then movement. Then the door opened just a crack. And there she was. My wife. In a hotel robe. Her face went pale the second she saw me. What are you? Open the door, I said. She didn't. So I pushed it open myself. Daniel stood behind her, frozen. And then his wife stepped in. The screaming started immediately. Accusations. Denials. Lies. But none of it mattered. Because I had everything. The photos. The videos. The timeline. Emily tried to grab my arm. We can fix this, she whispered, her voice trembling for the first time. I looked at her, really looked at her, and felt nothing. No, I said. You can't. The divorce was brutal. For her. Every piece of evidence came out. Every lie exposed. She lost the apartment. Her job, after the scandal spread. Her friends, who suddenly didn't want to be associated with her. Daniel lost even more. His wife took everything. Publicly. Legally. Thoroughly. Emily tried to call me once, months later. I didn't answer. I had already moved out of Manhattan, into a quieter place upstate. No shared locations. No lies. No noise. Just silence. Sometimes, late at night, I still think about that moment. The flicker of her location disappearing. The exact second everything changed. And how something so small could reveal everything. Because the truth is, she didn't just switch off her location that night. She switched off the last reason I ever had to love her. The end.